Well, one of the places it's still there because I saw it today and I
Oh,
thought I was
really?
in an alternate reality. It's okay. If you read everything, you'll figure it out.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Our brains are constantly being tested.
Oh my God. Sadly.
Yeah, yeah. How's everyone else doing? Kelly and Lori, hi. There she is. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
I need a bowl.
Hey, everyone.
Hi, hi. I have a paper plate here,
Okay.
which is just fine. I'm scrambling. I'm actually doing this project with my students this week.
That is so cool.
Yeah, I haven't started with the beads yet. I'm kind of nervous to do that because I got my third booster this week on Monday afternoon, and I was out Tuesday, Wednesday because it just knocked me on my butt. And I came back today and my students were out of their minds. And I just, okay, we're not doing any beads today or they'll end up all over the floor, and we're not doing that.
Steph, can I see the wax that you bought?
Sure. There are two. This one is what tacky wax. I almost said wacky tacky. Tacky wax, which I got from a beautiful lady on Etsy, Kathy James. And this one is literally called beads wax. I don't know if you can see.
Yep, I can see it. Yep.
Beads wax is they have it in a lot of the beading stores online, but it's stupid expensive. It's like $21 for this bar.
Oh God.
And I found this wonderful woman, Kathy James, on Etsy, who makes it herself and sells them for $7.50 each. So
Okay, the only ones I could find were like $70 for this tiny little thing, and I was like, forget it. So I went this route just for tonight.
Okay, well,
I'm like, I am not paying $70 for that just to try it out and see if I like it.
that's crazy.
Yeah, so I'll have to keep digging. I'll have to look on Etsy. But when I was just looking just like online, I was finding it and it was like, yeah, the smaller thing of it. And it was like 70. It was nuts.
Wait, are you sure it was $70 and not 70? It was a set of 10 of these for $70.
Yeah, that's all I could find though. I couldn't find anything else. And it was like, like I said, I'm not going to buy $70 worth right now.
Oh, wow.
So I wanted to kind of just try a singular one to make sure I liked it, make sure I thought the kids would like it, but.
Because I bought the singular, I bought 15 from the same woman. So I bought the set of 10 and then 5 singles for $7.50. So just email her or message her.
That's what I was gonna say. Maybe I'll just try emailing her.
So I paid $11.61 for mine and free shipping.
From where?
Caning shop on, I can put it in the link in the chat.
Okay.
Because I found that other one too for $7, but I think the shipping made it higher. And then I also saw $70 for 10, and I'm thinking that's like, more than
I bought that for school for my kids.
natural lifetime.
Yeah, I don't think but I think that this is the size of the 751, and I think I could get probably 4 to 5 kids out of each one.
That's cool. That's great.
Yeah. So that was worth it. Probably could get even more. I mean, it goes pretty far. So were you able to find the little baby skulls? Yes. Okay, cool. Hi, Norma. How are you?
I didn't, but I have this wood.
Oh, that works.
Yeah, and I want to put a heart on this on the top.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I found the baby skulls, but when I couldn't find the wax and I was going to do the glue route, I went with something flat. So I just grabbed this because our school starts with an F, so I thought I'd hang that up.
Oh, cool. Cool. It's probably easier to start that way than with a 3D little
Well, if I had the wax, I think I do 3D, but being that it's glue, I didn't want it drippy.
Yeah, it would definitely drip and sag and sad little beads falling down.
Ah,
Hi, Risa. How are
Hi,
you?
I'm good. Hi, Steph. Nice to see
Hi.
you.
Happy new school year.
Thank you. You too.
Hopefully it is. Okay, yeah, so you got it on eBay. That's pretty
Etsy.
decent. Oh, Etsy. Wait, let me see. I saw that.
oh, I lied. It
You
was eBay.
Yeah.
Sorry. eBay. Oh my God. Mercury's retrograde. My brain.
It's almost Friday. We're in the pre-Friday brain mode. It's quite all right.
Friday Eve, as it were.
Yes, my brain ceases to function on Friday afternoons.
Can I ask you a question?
Of
Should
course.
I fire up my hot glue gun now, because I was planning to glue this on with hot glue, but I don't know if it's better for me to decorate the heart separate and then glue it on, and then what do you think?
I would put it on first,
Okay.
because then you could also go around the edges, the raised edge,
Yeah.
once it's glued on. Yeah.
I'm
But
so
I wouldn't
excited.
I wouldn't use hot glue for the beads, just for
No,
the lid.
just to glue the
Right.
to glue the wooden heart on.
Okay, cool.
Just a disclaimer, I'm not
my
actually
God,
going to be doing art,
I said a
Not
wooden heart on.
okay. You're just joining us for company.
just joining for the company. Because obviously
Welcome.
I looked up that it was kind of pricey and I thought, oh, I don't know. Let me see what this is about to see before I invest. So,
Right.
but I just wanted to see. And so just here to watch and listen and talk.
Okay. I meant to bring my sample home from school, and I was in such a rush to get out of there today that I ran out without it. So
Some days we run.
Doing it.
all days we run, and we run with roller skates, and it's crazy. But I was lucky enough to remember to bring home a naked skull.
Cool.
And I even made a bead wrap worksheet, which I can send out to anybody who wants,
Nice.
so that the kids can plot out their patterns and designs for the top of the head and the back of the skull and the front of the face. So that's what they're working on now in school. Although this originally started as just a me thing, because I love all those beaded sculptures that I see everywhere. They're delicious, and I'm so in love with them. And the level of skill and intricacy is just mind-blowing completely. So there were 35 people pre-registered. And usually, as always, when the actual night comes around, we're all just like, oh, forget it, I'm too tired.
They're all trying to find the wax.
Yeah, right? Oh my gosh. Wow. I had to try to find the best deal that I could, because I did not want to go the route of the glue with the kids at school. I wanted them to actually, get the real feel for this.
Experience.
Right. So we'll see how it goes. I've never done it before with my students. It could be an epic fail or not. And my principal herself put in an order for a beaded Eiffel Tower she wants me to do for her.
My God.
So she said she loves Paris. Her heart's in Paris. So she says, have one of the kids make me an Eiffel Tower. I said, okay. So we'll have to see who wants extra credit.
So would you do a flat wood one, or I like Eiffel Towers. I collect Christmas tree ornament Eiffel Towers. That might be something that could be beaded too.
Well, I actually found a die cut wooden piece, a flat one, on Etsy for real cheap. So I bought that. It's just naked wood, and I'm gonna have one of the kids just go to town on it with the bead.
Cool.
And we'll see. I was thinking if I could find like super mini fairy lights, maybe I could go around the edges of the wooden tower to light it up and then mount it on black felt so she can hang it on her wall and it actually lights up.
I can tell you where to get that. That would be the ones that you poke into the sweatshirts, and you would get them at Joann's, because people make they make like the holiday sweatshirts, and they make little buttonholes and poke the light through, and then there's a battery pack, and they're really tiny.
Like super, super, super teeny weeny weeny.
Yeah, I've seen them.
Okay.
Yeah. The
Okay.
only other place would be dollhouse stuff, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Have you guys ever heard of Creative Growth from California? It's a art center that was created. Basically, it started when kind of they opened the floodgates by closing down a lot of the mental health institutions, like I believe it was like 50s or 60s. And these people realized that there were so many people that had nowhere to go anymore, and they were becoming homeless and everything else. So they opened up this center called Creative Growth, and it's a lot of people that have special education needs or mental health needs that work at Creative Growth. Anything that the artists that work there sell, half of it goes to Creative Growth, and they keep the other half, and then it just keeps this program running. It's really cool, but it has grown so much. But when I hope you guys can see this, when I was down in, they just had a huge show in Sheboygan, Wisconsin.
Oh,
And
wow.
this is what one of the artists made there who has severe disabilities. And she or he, I cannot remember the artist name on this one, but they made these heads, and they remind me so much of like Huichol kind of things, because they have this little like pinned in, like, and here's a really up close, you can kind of see.
Oh, I think I've seen her. She pins, like, she puts the beads on little pins and sticks them in, right?
And they're like
I think
studded
she's-
into it.
Is it on a
I think
phone?
she's not sighted. I think she's blind.
Yeah,
I
they're
think,
on.
yeah.
Yep. Mhm.
Oh
And
my
these, they're on
goodness.
like a foam head, but then they're also on a wooden base. So here's one where you can see the base.
That's amazing.
But I thought it would be kind of another cool thing to bring in. So it's like the same idea, but maybe just a slightly different culture, slightly different type of person, slightly different, viewpoint of beading this type of thing.
Yeah.
A pinned foam form.
Yeah. And yeah, it's through, if you look at Creative Growth, California online, you'll see a bunch of pictures from all the different artists, and you'll be able to find this lady.
Thank you. Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
But Creative Growth is really cool. I went to this really neat workshop, and they had a whole thing with everybody's art. And Judith Scott is probably one of the most famous people that worked at Creative Growth. She's the one who does like the wrapped thing. She wraps everything in yarn. And so she's probably one of the most famous artists that's come out of Creative Growth at this point. But yeah, it's really neat.
Fantastic. Thanks for the recommendation. I've thought about doing projects using the foam heads before, and they're so expensive.
I know.
Like
They used to be so cheap, and now it's like they're out of control.
yes, complete. It's like $12 to $15 each head. I'm like, I can't do that with my students unless somebody gives me a lot of money.
You can still get, around Christmas time, you can get those foam ornaments that's designed to poke the bead and the sequin in. And I've seen them in like a bag of assorted, and they're smaller, so they could be done quicker. So maybe that would work.
Could be. Turn them into heads, maybe. I don't know.
Well, do they have to be heads?
Well, if it was a specific
Oh, okay.
head form kind of project, I was thinking like, do you guys remember the cow parade?
Oh, yeah.
I love cow parade. And so at one point I was thinking of getting everybody a head form and let each student do their own like artist decoration of their head, kind of as a metaphorical self-portrait kind of a thing. So then at that point, when I was looking into it, it was just completely prohibitive, the cost of the head form.
Does material for the arts ever get head formed in?
No, not enough.
Yeah.
Not enough. I mean, even if I just did it with one class, that would still be like 32 heads I would
Oh,
need.
yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but my class sizes are like beyond capped this year.
Yeah, because there are less, right? Because they had lower enrollment, so they had to lessen the number of classes. So now the classes are huge again.
Yeah, and there's short teachers and blah, 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 blah. So, all right, it's about 7:15, so it's gonna be what it's gonna be, and I'm just gonna get started. It's nice to see everybody again. I have a lot of great ideas for the upcoming year, especially I think the greatest idea I had was splitting the 2 sessions for the month, one for our classrooms and one for our own personal mental health and creative, time for ourselves. So this was supposed to be kind of for ourselves, and it's kind of a twofer because it's also good for the classroom, which I'm currently testing out. So I had mentioned that I have been hoarding these little tiny plastic skulls for years from Michael's. Like every post-Halloween clearance sale, I go and I buy whatever's left so that I can do whatever I want. So I have these. I did a lot of research looking for the wax. I actually tried to do a skull using plain beeswax, which was dyed black. And it dries. It kind of gets not completely dry, but it gets hard. And then there must be some kind of shrinkage because the beads fall out. So whatever these combinations are, there's some kind of either pit, like pine pitch or something mixed in with the beeswax that keeps it from drying out, keeps it nice and sticky, and the beads stay on it. So this, either this one or like I said, the beads wax brand, which is stupid expensive. No matter where you go, $21 seems to be the same price from whatever vendors. So I recommend trying the tacky wax, which is a great price if you can get it from here. Her email or website is Carben Creations. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Carben Creations.com, and she is an avid beader. And she does gourds, and she uses the same wax mixture for gourds and stuff like that. So, yeah, so that's what I used. In order to introduce this lesson, I did a whole, like a presentation of photos of Huichol artwork that I have collected over the years. And then I created this graph paper so that the kids could plot out their designs one bead at a time. I don't know if you could see that. It's each little circle would represent a bead, and then they would color it. And once that's approved, I would set them up with their tools. So I have ordered one of these bead sets from Amazon. I think it was $10. We'll see how far it goes in the classroom. And I also took all of my toothpicks from my house to school. So I scavenged for a kebab stick. What I would suggest, I don't know how many of you guys are going to work along with me, just kind of break off or cut off a little ball of wax in your hand. Mush it around so it gets soft. I'm going to take it off my face, and I'm going to put the camera on so you guys could see what I'm doing. And hopefully it won't be too dark in here. Please work, technology, please. No, you don't want to work now? Oh my goodness. See, this was working fine before I let everybody into the group. Okay, hold on a second. Let's close this. Let me pin my screen. I'm a little out of practice, can you tell?
Wow.
My goodness. Okay, here's that. Now let's go to Omnicam. Ah, here we go. Okay. So here's my fancy little plate. You guys see me? See my?
Yes.
Okay. My little baby skull, my wacky tack, or tacky, I keep calling it wacky tacky. Sorry. And the little ball of wax that's smushed around in my fingers, and I'm kind of gonna just squish it and spread it. Now, you do not want it to be too thick because then it'll squish up between your beads and you don't want to see the wax. You kind of want to just see the beautiful bead pattern.
Mhm.
And then I'm going to, whatever colors you choose, I didn't even sketch anything out, so I'm just kind of wing it. I'm going to poke my skewer into the bead, maybe put a little bit of wax on the tip of it, and pick up a bead, and then simply place it into the wax. There we go.
Oh,
Yeah, and you kind of just work your way out in a pattern. I kind of like it because once you get into the rhythm of it, it was very relaxing to just pick it and stick it. And if you want, reference for particular like Mexican design patterns or borders and stuff, there's so much on the internet for reference material. And so here's the center. I just started a flower and I could just work my way right through that. Participants, I think somebody just, nope, okay. So it's really that simple. Once you have a design in mind, you just keep adding the wax till, you've covered your whole thing. The only thing that I have found challenging, and again, this is my first time doing it, is to try not to get so waxy that you get it all over the beads once you've already done it. But what you could do is, from what I've been told, is take a hair dryer and gently soften what's on the beads and gently wipe with a paper towel to clean up the beads once they're down. And that's it. And obviously for the classroom, you want to get a little more in depth with the history and the style of the art form and the Huichol Indians, and show them the color palettes, which are super, super bright colors and high contrast. They create a lot of gradients with the beads, from, the darkest color and then gradually go lighter or vice versa. And as I said, I would have the kids plan out their designs first rather than just going willy-nilly all over the place. That could be a waste of materials, and then they would do it and it's not. Oh, the other thing is, and I mentioned to them that when you're doing a skull or anything that's kind of a face, symmetry matters so that you have balance in the front of the face, at least. Trying to think of what else I had the kids do. Contrast, symmetry, intentional patterning, not just, polka dotting the beads everywhere just to fill up the space. They had to come up with an intentional idea. And then the rest hopefully is relaxing and not frustrating. So who with us today is actually doing this right now?
I am.
Yay. Okay. Norma's watching.
I'm watching too.
Rita, you're in transit?
I'm on my phone because my
Oh.
my home computer is not working, so
Okay.
I don't know why it's not working, but I'm on my phone. So I'm just listening in and watching.
Okay, okay.
So do we press, like when you put a bead on, do you sort of press it down a little?
Yes, press it down a little bit, but not so much where it goes completely like squish and it comes up around the sides.
Okay.
You just want to set it into it, not push it in like a pillow and have it come up around the edges.
Okay.
Steph, does it only work with seed beads or?
Well, that is the traditional bead that
Mhm.
is used for the craft. I'm sure if you were doing glue, like with the little kids and on a
Mhm.
flat surface, I'm positive you could do it with like tacky glue and tiny pony beads, not the full size pony beads, but the smaller ones.
Mm,
That could
yeah.
probably work. I don't know that I would go big beads in the wax.
Mhm.
Right
So-
now with mine, with the flat surface and the glue, I'm using these glass e-beads. And these are
Oh.
working pretty nicely. So they're slightly bigger
Any
than
bigger?
than the seed beads, but
Okay.
not nearly as big as a pony bead. So they're kind of in between. These seem to
Right.
be
Nice.
working okay with the flat and the glue.
Does it say a size on those?
I'm just
Like a
looking
6
at-
or an 8?
6.
Okay, yeah.
Yep, these ones are
6
6.
is a good size and it's much easier for the little kids to manage the bigger beads. The
Yeah.
higher the number of the bead, the smaller the bead is. Yeah. So. And I wish the lighting in my my dining room was better in here, but if you guys can see, I'm gonna lower my camera a little bit. So that you guys can see how it's coming.
Shoot. So a lot of my beads, I didn't realize, are the ones that are colored on the inside. So when you put them in sideways, you don't see any color.
Oh, no, what do you mean put them in sideways?
You know that they're designed to have, thread through the center, and then you see the color on the side. But when I put them in the glue with the hole facing up,
Uh-huh.
they just look clear because the colored
Oh,
the
right.
colored part was inside.
For
So
this project, you want the opaque beads.
I know.
Yes, I'm sorry if I neglected to mention that.
Okay, it wouldn't have made any difference. I'm just using beads I have around. But
Oh,
I'm gonna
okay,
go look for some more.
okay.
Yeah.
I was researching online today for what music I could play without getting kicked off of the YouTube. Because I remember it's almost 3 years ago already when we started this and we had some relaxing music in the background. They wouldn't let me post the video
Right.
because I couldn't use the music,
Right.
which is a little frustrating. It's like, I'm not trying to make money off of anybody. I'm just playing some relaxing background music. So I have to go find some royalty-free,
Public domain.
stock music to play for any, relaxation stuff that we're doing. And I have another workshop that I'm going to be sending information about. I'm going to be doing the meditative watercoloring.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I need some music for that.
Mm-mm.
I've been very inspired this summer. I discovered Wendy Solganic, who also goes by Willa Wanders. She's done amazing. She has workshops and the Fodder School online. and her stuff is amazing. She coordinates a dozen multimedia artists throughout the year, and each month, each one of them teaches a different multimedia project, skill, method. And I learned so much this summer from watching her stuff.
Mm.
And she's got a great Instagram also where she posts a lot of her things.
Steph, what's the last name again?
Solganic, Solganick, but look up Willa.Wanders, Wanders. And Fodder School, Fodder School. And just from the instructors, if you gather the instructors' names and then look at their Instagram, this stuff is mind-blowing. A lot of it for me started with a bookmaking group.
Oh, I saw your books you made. That was this summer?
Yes, that was this summer.
So cool.
And then from the bookmaking, it kind of is a natural progression into multimedia artwork and stuff. So it was, I hated going back to work because I just wanted to stay home and play.
Mhm.
I was so inspired, and I just wanted to try out all these new things I learned, and then school. And it's always chaos in the beginning of the year, so it's never a relaxing re-entry situation at all. How has it been with you guys who are still working in schools?
This is my second year at this particular school. So I moved from a really large school district to a dinky little school district out in the country. So I now am the art department. So I'm K-12 now.
Okay.
Getting the students kind of like where I want them has been interesting. But this year is definitely a lot smoother than last year. So some of the kids who I have this year are coming back to me, but a lot of them are brand new Art One students, and it does seem to be going smoother though. So that's good.
That's great.
I am a lone art teacher in a New York City public school.
Mm.
So yeah.
Ditto.
Yeah.
We have-
It's a very lonely existence in the building in terms of being able to work with, other art schools.
Are you in Queens?
I am in Jamaica, Queens, yes.
But Steph, you're in high school, right?
Yeah, 9 through 12.
But 9 through 12, they only have one art teacher?
Well, we are a very small school. We are a themed high school,
Oh,
law enforcement and public safety. So we have less than 450 kids.
Mm.
oh
yeah.
wow.
Wow.
So it's just me, and I am the art period in the entire building. And
Yeah.
this is my 19th year in the building.
Ah,
Wow.
wow.
We have less than 450 kids K-12
That's
for the
even
whole
smaller.
district.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
wow.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's pretty tiny. And I've been teaching 20 years, but yeah, this is only my second year at this particular district.
Wow.
We
I
have
can't
three.
imagine changing schools at this stage. This is my 20th year teaching. So, oh my God, to start somewhere new with a whole new.
Yeah, it was
Nerve-wracking.
unique. It was not really what I had planned. It was kind of it didn't happen as a planned thing necessarily, but it's been fun. The staff have been amazing, have been very welcoming. It's just a matter of getting used to it and trying to find my little niche in the crowd, because everybody kind of knows each other and they're all, tiny little town, everybody knows everything. So
Yeah.
trying to find my way in has been a little unique.
how do you get your brain to go? I don't know if you, during the course of a day, you hit all grade levels. But how do you go from like a high school level to itty bitties and not
It's very
lose
strange. So
mind?
my schedule every day, I begin with 7th grade. So
Uh-huh.
I start with middle school and I teach 7th grade. Then I teach 3 sections of high school, which are all mixed up. Like I have art 1, art 3, art 4 together. I have, so that's unique and tricky in itself.
Right.
And then after my 4 hours at the middle and high school, then I leave and I go to the elementary and I teach elementary all afternoon, and that schedule varies every day. So it's K through 6, and I teach 3 different courses there of all different every day. So
Wow.
I'm all over the place.
So your little ones see you once a week,
Yep,
and the big ones see you every day?
daily, yes.
Wow. That's got to be a weird mind shift for you on a daily basis.
It is. It's very unique. Sometimes it's kind of nice
Mm-hmm.
to change, because just when you're getting tired of a certain thing with a certain level, you're just going to be switching anyway. So sometimes it's nice, but K-12 just planning has been exhausting.
Oh, I bet.
And really, like I said, I did elementary for 18 years, but prior to this. So the elementary, I feel like I've gotten that part doesn't feel so hard, other than the amount of prep work that comes with elementary.
Mhm.
But the high school level has been the one where that's been like a learning curve for me.
What state are you in?
Technically I'm in Michigan right now, but I teach in Wisconsin. So I live in Michigan and teach in Wisconsin.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Oh, wow.
Well, I guess that's kind of like for New Yorkers, they live in Jersey and teach in the city, and yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh. That's some kind of pace every day. And what time do you teach till?
I do 7:30 to 3:30 daily. So
It's a
it's
long day.
yeah,
It is a long
it
day.
is a long day. I'm usually there by 6:30, just because I need planning time and prep time that I don't necessarily have. I have some built in, of course, but it's not enough with that many different things to prep for.
Right.
So yeah,
I feel like there's never enough prep time with art
no,
because there's so much materials and things, like the materials, the cleaning.
Yes.
definitely.
Absolutely. Now do you have your own room in the elementary place, or you travel to the rooms with your stuff?
No, I do. I'm really lucky. I have 2 really nice rooms at each building.
Awesome.
So, and the buildings are separate. However, they're basically separated by the football field. So my drive from one building to the next is not like a big distance or anything either. So yeah, so that's pretty nice. But yeah, I am lucky in that aspect. The elementary, the only thing is my room is often used for a lot of other things.
Uh-huh.
So I can't necessarily like prep the night before and leave things out and be ready, because it'll all be moved or something will be used, or, those kinds of things. So yeah, so
I have the same issue. In my school, we have a shared space with the after school program. So PAL, they use my classroom after school for a little itty bitty like daycare and after school program. So I have to be very careful what I leave out. I can't stand, sometimes in the past, I used to come in the next morning and I'd be like, why do I have to clean up after the after school program? That's just not, I should be able to walk into my room technically and not know that anybody was there.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah, I've been sending out a few polite, friendly reminder emails this year over and over again. So it's getting better. But yeah, just something as simple as like the drawing pencils were disappearing because somebody would come in there and do like a book club, and they'd have the kids writing, and they'd forget their pencils. So they just grab drawing pencils, and then they'd walk out with the drawing pencils. And I'm like, no, they're too expensive for writing. So yeah, it was just a lot of learning curve, I think, for everybody to get used to the idea that yes, you can use the room, but you can't just grab whatever supply you want to grab.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. Especially when you're paying for your own pencils or paper towels or tissues on my desk, and you come in and the box is empty and you know it was full when you left the building. Like, you know, if you're going to use it, replace it. Don't just, or, you know, it's not provided by the school, you know. Oh, the joys of, it's just.
Steph, I had a question. I just saw your piece again.
Yes.
How did you get in the wax into the eyes? Do you just squish it in there?
I squished it and I used my finger, and you can also use, you know, the stylus things that they're using now for the dot painting with the little balls on each end.
Oh yeah.
You can use those to kind of squish into tight little areas also. Hi, Zoe. My kitten is here playing with my little stick.
So what happens to the wax as time goes on? Does it get like less flexible?
It's because it's a combination of the beeswax and the pitch, the pine, whatever that secret ingredient is,
Right.
stays malleable. It doesn't dry.
Wow.
And that's why the beads stick and they don't fall out, because it doesn't dry out.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I think it's just a matter of practice in terms of how thick of a wax coating you need. The first one that I did, the one I took a picture of for the flyer, it was thicker and thinner in some areas, and you could see that where I pushed the bead in, it kind of squished in and the wax came up around it. So it's just, it's practice. You'll see that if you do it with the students, they'll just have to practice. Some of them are going to be globby, some of them won't have enough, and they'll complain the beads aren't sticking. So, you know, it takes patience. And
How long are your classes?
sorry,
How long are your classes?
43.5 minutes each.
And how many classes would you expect for this to, like, not counting your setup, your background information, just the beading?
Just the beading?
Yep.
Depends on the kid. Unfortunately, the classes that I'm doing this with are my last 2 of the day. And today, my very last class of the day, we're acting like, I don't even know. It was like a zoo in my classroom. So I collected all the materials and I made them sit in silence for the last 10 minutes of class.
Wow.
I lost my mind.
Oh, you're
Absolutely.
rough. Woo.
Well, I'm not going to hand out beads and
Right.
toothpicks and have all of this flying around the room
Yeah,
when they're tossing
absolutely.
magic markers at each other. I mean, this is high school, you know? And then tomorrow when they come in, they're going to get a shock and surprise when I give assigned seats, which I threatened for the past week. And now they're going to get assigned seats. So I'm thinking if they're focused, I don't have a problem with the kids talking and working at the same time. But if they can't do both, that's going to hinder their progress. Realistically, I would say maybe 5 days, 5 sessions, maybe a little more. I offer them to come to my class during their lunch period that they can also work then. And once the school year gets underway, I also have art club that they can do after school as well. But I think if they're committed, 5 to 6 sessions would be adequate. I was
What do
able,
you have for an activity like for the early finishers? Do you have an activity that's related to this?
believe it or not, I had purchased a pattern for a paper skull sculpture.
Mhm.
And I tried it myself first, and it was a pain in the butt. It was one of those, I have it right here. Hang on one second. The kids are not that good with their hands, believe it or not. And so here is the sculpture that I tried to.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, that is hard.
You need to have control of your fingers and your hands.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be a puppet. I haven't figured out, it wasn't very clear how to do it. But I thought it would be really cool to have them put this together and decorate it as a time filler. I just don't know if that's a good idea. And this came in 2 sizes, and this was difficult.
Wow.
This is the large one.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they would be able to handle this.
I have a small one. I'm going to go get it and show you.
I was thinking maybe that's not going to work. But I try these all myself, you know, before I give it to the kids, and I'm just not sure that that one will be a keeper. Maybe they could just color a skull printout for the early finishers, or do a second skull.
Yeah, or even they could bring in like a little, you know, they all have little toys or little, like some little thing, and transform another object with the same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
another little, what do you call it? Or give them a piece of Sculpey and they can make their own little thing, and I could bake it and then they can cover
Right,
it.
their own little form, or like a lot of them, or if they have younger siblings, or, you know, like those tech decks, or all those little annoying, I guess maybe not as much in high school, but I know in elementary school, the kids are always coming in with like these little toys, you know, annoying little pieces of toys, if not a whole toy, like an arm of an Iron Man or something, you know, but if they have different objects, you know, found objects that they could, maybe small ones that they could
Right.
transform, could be fun.
Or a totally unrelated weird thing covered in beads, like
Right.
a mini milk carton from the cafeteria, or I don't know,
Yeah. Little bottle or little.
a little bottle.
Do you want to see my skulls I
Okay.
invented?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Let me unpin myself.
okay,
And I can pin you.
okay.
We're pinned. Go ahead.
We're all old. Most of us are old enough to understand that joke.
Isn't that funny? Yeah. I think people have. Okay, so here's my Day of the Dead that I'm
Oh,
doing
that's
this
so
year.
cute.
Yeah, and this is made from. It's actually made from a recycled cracker box. But I designed these skulls, and I found it just has 3 little pleats in the top
Uh-huh.
to make it 3D. So I just designed
That's
it.
so cute.
Yeah, I found a mask online, and I just reduced it and simplified it a little bit. And so what I'm teaching in the classes, you know, how to do that and how to make the flowers. We have a lot of different kinds of flowers, and then we open it up. So this is a shrine. Oh, let me take this out. This is a shrine to Nightbird. You know, that's the girl that sang on
America's Got Talent.
yeah, and she had cancer. She passed away in February. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, so I have like a lot of celebrities people can choose from, but they can do their own person too. And then I designed these butterflies too, because with 2 sides, so they can make them sticking up. So,
That's so cute.
yeah, it's really going to be a fun class this year.
It's really cute. I love those little skulls.
Thank you. You took mine last year, didn't you, Steph?
I did, but we didn't do the 3D one. We did the little
Right, we did the nicho.
the nichos, right, right.
Yeah. So this is done from a cracker box that would go up to here, and you just slice off the top and connect the two sides together, and that's how you get your shape. And yeah, I'm really having fun with this. So I'm making another one. I usually try to have 2 samples for the class, and so I'm making another one of Nichelle. You know, she played Uhura in Star Trek,
Ah, yes.
so I'm doing her too.
Michelle Nichols, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Nichelle Nichols. That's right.
Yes.
So, yeah. And then I always do handouts with pictures of all the people that died over the last year so people can pick. So anyone who died from last Day of the Dead includes Betty White and,
I
of course.
still can't believe she's gone. It's like, that didn't really happen.
I know. Yeah. Weird.
So crazy.
So, yeah, and there's a few others I can't remember, but, and then I always have a choice. I always have, Frida Kahlo and Elvis. Some people like to do that, but a lot of people really have their own loved ones to honor this year, because there's been a lot more people moving on.
Yes, there have.
And
This is a very big year for losses.
yeah. So it's, it's very therapeutic, and
It's social, emotional,
yep.
that's the buzzword in New York City this year. It's the whole SEL thing.
Yeah.
Every year they have to come up with new acronyms for,
Oh.
so they can pay somebody who came up with it instead
Yeah.
of
Instead of hiring more teachers.
giving the money to the teachers.
Right.
They have to pay somebody for all their new,
Oh, God.
yeah, it's kind of nuts. It's the same old stuff. They're just calling it something new.
Yeah.
I've been having my early finishers. We're doing a Hispanic heritage,
Ooh.
or open house. We're doing Hispanic heritage. And so the projects are due. And for my early finishers, I've been having to do the picatas, those tissue paper.
Oh, yeah.
cutouts,
Yeah, that's nice.
because tissue paper is cheap. And, I can give them, 2 different colors and tell them cut it in squares. And so that's what they've been doing for the early finishers. And plus I have picatas to display.
That's a
Right.
cool idea. Now, are they designing them themselves? Like, are they cutting it like paper snowflakes or paper
Yes.
dolls?
Yeah,
Ah, okay.
and so they're just that way they'll have the symmetrical design, and if you give them 2, they can keep 1 and I get 1.
Oh, that's a
Oh,
good,
cool.
Because you can cut through tissue paper like so easy.
right.
So, and I always feel guilty if I take something and I'm going to not get it back to them. I always want to give them back their work.
Yeah,
Somebody,
they look at me when I want to display their stuff. I was like, can I have it back to take home? I said, well, I want to display it. And they look at me like I murdered their puppy or something.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I just want to show you off.
there's a cool place online I found where she was doing those cut paper snowflakes, but she used a skull design.
Oh, wow.
And I don't think it would be hard to Google. So, if you just Googled something like,
Cut paper skulls.
yeah, or I would call it a snowflake, cut paper snowflake skull. It might come up, and it was really, really cute. And so she has a pattern, and you fold it in the 8 sections like you do a snowflake, and then you just cut that out and you get these great skulls. It was cute.
Good idea.
Yeah.
I want to hang stuff in my room from my ceiling, but we have motion sensors.
Ah.
And so if there's any slight breeze, it's going to set the bells off in the building. And,
Oh, God.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I wanted to, like, at one point one year, I wanted to do mobiles and hang them from from the frames. It's like we have a tiled ceiling, so hang it from the frames in my tiled ceiling. And I was told, don't do that, because if the alarm goes off, the custodians have to go to the building in the middle of the night and blah, blah,
Oh, God.
yeah. So then instead of having the custodians be my best friends, they're gonna wanna
Right.
hit out on me. Yeah, so that was an idea I kind of had to put.
Yeah.
Yep. So here's my, I don't know if you guys can see
Mhm.
making a little bit of progress. I could add a pin here. See that?
Oh, that's cool. Let me.
I blacked out the eyes. I'm gonna black out the,
Yeah.
and I'm kind of just doing concentric circles in a flower, you know. Just
That's
a little bit at a time. It comes together really cute at the end.
So can I mix sizes? Or is that
I would not, because then they won't fit together.
okay? Well, mine aren't fitting together that great anyway, to tell you the truth.
Well, go with your gut.
It's it's not like, it's not going to be an airtight thing.
We're experimenting right now,
Okay.
playing,
Okay,
so
cool.
you're not getting a grade for this, Marilyn.
Okay, good. I'm relieved.
Wait.
I have my, if anybody has to store these, if they don't buy the thing that you have, I have them in all the tubes like this.
Uh-huh.
And I've collected a lot, and a couple of girlfriends gave me a lot. So I have a couple of hundred tubes. And what I did was I was trying to figure out how to organize them. And I got one of those clear plastic shoe racks that hang on the wall.
Uh-huh.
Put your shoes in. And I divided all these up by color in the different pockets.
That's a good idea.
And it worked great, except that we had to screw it into the wall because it was too heavy to put hooks. So now, and I forgot I screwed it into the wall, and it's in the other part of the studio. And I was thinking tonight I was going to bring the whole thing in here to be able to pick colors, but I can't. I have to go back there and sort through them one by one.
Oh, well, it's
So
you're practicing, and
I am, yeah.
if you like it, then you can customize with better colors next time.
Yeah, this is fine. I got a lot of good colors. They're just my personal tendency when I buy beads is to buy sparkly or those variegated color ones,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
transparent. And so none of those are like the best for this, but I mean, it's okay. Now I have to get more beads, I guess.
Oh, darn.
I know. Shopping.
It's funny that you mentioned those shoe things, because I bought one this year for my cell phone policy. I'm trying a new cell phone policy to have the kids put their cell phones in one of those pockets, and I made a charging station out of it.
Oh, cool.
And some kids are taking advantage, and some kids it's still a battle with the cell phone every freaking day.
Wow.
I am so tired of dealing with it. Like, if you can't sit in a room and not look or think about your cell phone for 40 minutes, what is the problem?
Yeah.
That's part of my grading. And I tell my kids, use of time is part of the rubrics. So if you are walking around, you're taking 20 points right off the top of your grade. If you're on your phone, I'm taking 20 points.
Wow.
And because it's their use of time. They don't want to commit.
They don't know how.
They don't. They absolutely do not.
Because they've grown up basically with a USB port hanging out of their butt. They don't know how to disconnect from the world.
Right.
And function. And me too. I mean, part of their grade is engagement. And if you are not fully engaged, it's actually 35% of their grade.
Wow.
So
Yeah. And, you know, I tell them this is one of the easiest class you can pass.
Exactly.
You just have to do the work. And
Just-
when you're on your phone, you're not working.
And I tell them I do not grade on talent
No.
or, you know, or whatever. If you are here and trying your hardest and committed and working from bell to bell, there's no way you can fail.
That's right. And they don't get that.
They just don't. And it's infuriating. Absolutely. So tomorrow, that last class that I told you about earlier, they're going to be met at the door with a big box, and they don't come in the room unless they put their phones in the box.
Wow.
And if they don't like it, they could go scream at the principal about it. Because I'm done fighting for their attention. I'm not the one who needs to be there. They are.
Yeah.
Right.
So if
I
you'd
told my
rather have
kid-
your cell phone, then go stay home and sit on your cell phone.
Go learn from it at home.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that, but
Well, they won't. They'll continue on as they are.
yeah,
But I told all of my classes, I said, as long as you're passing my class, you know, you have free choice in seating. But when you're failing my class, then I get to choose. And so I've had to completely arrange my table groupings
mhm,
because I had so many failures because they just wouldn't do the work and they're not happy. I said, well, you know, start passing my class and you can sit where you want with your friends.
Mm.
they think that because I said exactly the same thing, you can have free choice for now, unless I determine it has to be otherwise. And I gave them a week of warnings, and they think that we're kidding.
Yeah.
It's like they're testing us. I'm like, okay, well,
Mhm.
now you're gonna know what it's like when I'm not playing. So, you
I
know,
haven't caught up. We're 6 weeks in and I feel like I am still behind.
aw. 6 weeks.
Yeah, we're getting our 6 weeks progress report next week.
Where are you?
I'm in Texas.
Texas has been going for 6 weeks?
Well, our district has been.
Oh
And
my gosh.
Wow.
This
Yeah.
is only our 3rd week.
oh my goodness.
Well, we start after Labor Day every year.
No, we get I think we got Labor Day off, you know, so it's like the 3rd weekend we get it off, I think.
Wow.
And, but yeah, we're next week's is week 7, but we're on 9 weeks grading periods.
Mhm.
So they get 2 progress reports each grading period.
Wow.
Wow. I was gonna say I'm jealous, but no, because you guys start way too soon.
Yeah, but they probably stop though. You stop when? Like Memorial Day, right?
This year we will get out. I'm looking at the calendar. You would think I would know this. May 26th will be our last day.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
right,
nice.
Memorial-
Yeah, that's why, because we go to June 28th in New York.
Yep, June 20, it's torture, absolute torture. Well, at the high school level, it's not so bad because we stop in the middle of June for Regents, so. Hi,
For
Mom.
Regents. What is Regents?
Oh, it's another fabulous New York thing, where they have to take these, Regents. It's basically a culminating exam for the academic courses to prove mastery in order to graduate high school.
Okay, that's our star.
Okay.
So, all right.
So yeah, that's we stop in the middle of June, and then they have a week of Regents exams in all the content areas. And then they either get it pass or they don't graduate, or they go to summer school, or you know,
Yeah.
that wonderful stuff.
I want to say ours is, I want to say it's in March.
We have it twice a year. We have it Regents in January, between, you know, in the high school level, between the fall and the spring semester. So at the end of each semester, they basically do the Regents exams. And then if there's summer school, if the kids go to summer school, they have to end summer school with also Regents exams. Hello, Mother.
Hello, my dear. I still don't have a voice.
I hear that. It's still better than it was.
Yep. You know, I bought something just in case I could work on this,
Yeah.
but I didn't think I could. And so I didn't buy the beads, but this is what I bought.
Oh,
Aw.
it's a little kitty cat. Okay.
It's a big cat.
Well, you'll be beading for a month.
I was gonna say for the rest of my life,
Well,
but I mean, I couldn't find anything smaller and I saw the cat. I said, oh, well, I like it. So I figured I'll tune in and maybe I can see what everybody's doing. And
I
I'm
think
coloring.
there's only 3 of us doing actual beading.
oh, what's everybody else doing besides coloring?
Just
Chatting.
kibitzing.
Katrina,
Oh, look at that, Norma. That's beautiful.
So- I don't have time to make samples, so
Show me. I can't see it.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
I love
cool.
that.
And,
Here,
Beautiful.
let me pin you. Let me pin you, Norma. Hold on. Add a pin. Take away a pin. There we go. You can hold it up now.
okay. So when I'm trying
Oh,
to show
wow.
my kids to
Oh,
layer,
wow.
layer with colored pencil
Yeah.
because they want to do a quick, and I tell them, no,
Yes.
neatness counts with everything you do.
Yes.
So since we're doing Hispanic heritage, I love the Katrinas and the Dia De Los Muertos. And,
Uh-huh.
you know, I just think they're beautiful. And so that was my sample.
That's
That's
gorgeous.
cool.
And that's color pencil, completely 2D.
Yeah, just colored pencil. And so like you can see right here, I only have one layer and I'm pointing out to the kids, you know, when you start layering it, everything else is going to be vibrant.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you can't just go as hard as you can because it just doesn't look as good. You can't show the form without
Right.
the layering. And I hate colored pencil.
Oh, I like colored pencil.
I do not. It's too much work. I would rather be, I'm apparently lazy.
That's
I want to say
beautiful.
hello to Meryl.
Hi, darling. How you doing?
Good, how have you been?
I had COVID in August, but I'm getting better.
Oh, wow.
It finally got me. So,
I got it over the summer.
yeah.
I'm almost wishing for it already. Like, I haven't had it yet. I haven't had it yet. I don't know how I've been so lucky.
Well, I thought I had it 3 times and not any of them. So,
Well, my friend told me about Fatalai Joan. It's a Thai herb.
Get away.
The first
Sorry.
Okay.
the first 10 days I had it, I didn't know it was COVID because I had very weird symptoms and I was using herbal remedies and they were working. So that's why I thought it wasn't COVID. And I'm unvaccinated because I have a tendency to anaphylactic shock, and my doctor told me I'd be better off taking a chance with COVID than with the vaccine. So so I armed myself with, you know, stuff that I would have if I got it. And
Mhm.
so the Fatalai Joan, apparently in Thailand, no one has died from COVID. And everybody gets well in 4 to 5 days with this stuff. And
Wow.
so I was pretty sick for 10 days, not showing, you know, every day I was a different kind of sick, and the fatigue got really bad. And then when I finally dragged myself out of bed to get tested and it came out positive, I'm like, well, holy smokes, I should be taking that stuff. So I took 3 doses that day, and the next day woke up 50% better and could get out of bed and do all those things. And then the next day I was way more better. And in 4 days I was, you know, I have a little bit of leftover fatigue. I'm sleeping a little bit more than usual, but compared to where I was, hot glued to my bed without able to get up,
Hot glued.
yes, it was.
what was it that you took?
Oh, I'll type it in. It's called Fatalai Joan. You can get it. You can get it on Amazon or eBay, and it comes from Thailand. And you can look up you can look up stuff online about what it does. There's a couple of videos where they interviewed doctors in Thailand, and it turns out, I found out afterwards that it also works for other viruses or colds. And so if I'd have known that, no matter what I had, I should have been taking it, even if I didn't know I had COVID.
It just came up on my screen and then it went away.
What?
What
The
the-
name.
The chat?
FAHTA.
TALAI. So it's FAH.
Hit the chat button, Mom.
Push what?
Hit the chat button.
The chat button?
Yes, on your screen, and you'll see the place where the name was typed in.
I don't see the chat button. I don't know where
I
it
just
is.
put my email in. If anybody wants, I will send you links to all the stuff he sent me. But I can tell you, it was remarkable, the trajectory of healing that I had once I
That's
started.
amazing. What
Yeah.
kind of symptoms did you have?
Well, I started out the first night, I was working here in the studio just fine. And then over the course of 2 to 3 minutes, I was washed over with a high fever, so bad that I didn't know if I'd be able to get home. And I live next door. So,
Oh my gosh.
so by the time I got home, my fever was high. I didn't check it because I was too sick to find a thermometer, but my teeth were actually chattering, and I've never had chattering teeth from a fever in my life before. And so I went to bed, and because I'm a person who can't take pharmaceuticals, I've done a lot of research on what other alternatives are. So what I
Hi,
use is,
Annie.
Huh?
Sorry. I'm just saying hi to Annie. She just
Oh.
joined us. Sorry.
that's all
Yeah,
right.
sorry.
That's
I
all right.
had a late meeting, but I wanted to just see what you guys were doing and creating.
Sounds like me.
It's like never ending.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, it just got me well real quick. And
That's amazing.
once I started using the Fatalajon, I did get over my fever in about 90 minutes because I do Dr. Schussler's cell salts, and those just really work on me. It's like a homeopathic thing. And I went home really sick with probably the worst fever in my life, and took that and went to bed. And then I woke up 90 minutes later without a fever. But then when you said, what symptoms do I have? That was the thing. I had other symptoms. So when I woke up from that, I had sinus stuff. And then when that went away, I had a headache. And when that went away, I had aches in my shoulders. So it was like the stuff just cycled through all these. And then I was nauseous, and then I didn't want to eat. I didn't eat for 2.5 days, and I didn't even notice. I was so tired. And then I thought, I don't think I've eaten for a couple of days. And I looked in the kitchen, and it was clean. And that's when I knew I didn't eat anything in the last couple of
So
days.
you were just checking off all the symptom boxes.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
So,
Uh,
but I'm
Mhm.
glad because now I have antibodies,
Yep.
and
Yep.
I was sick for a couple of weeks, and those like 4 days, I think, when I felt like I was hot glued to the bed, that was the hardest because I
That's so
just
funny. Hot
couldn't.
to the bed.
I would lie there for 4 hours thinking I should get up and get a glass of water. If you've had it, you know what that is. It was just,
Yep.
God. But I should have been taking the Fatalajon a lot earlier. My girlfriend told me that later. But anyway, so now I know, and I'm never going to run out of it again. And if you look for it, it's about $30 a bottle on Amazon, but I got it on eBay for 10 because it's the same exact bottle with the same label. But
It wasn't expired, was it?
no, it was just from Thailand, and it takes a month to get here. So,
Okay.
if you actually have COVID, that's not going to help you to get it in a month.
Yeah.
So that's why people order it from Amazon, where they can get it faster. But that's, I got my replacement bottle that way. Anyway, it worked for me. It's worth, it doesn't hurt anybody. And
Right.
everybody in Thailand did good.
Excellent.
Yeah. So this is fun. I'm having fun with this heart. It might be I might have a little too much. I'm finding out I might have a little, I could get thinner with the wax, I think.
Yeah, like I said, it just takes practice to find the right depth and just play. It also sometimes it's so sticky that some of the beads pop off on my finger because I have so much wax on my finger.
Oh,
God.
Steph, you'll have to show me how to do it. I would love to try to get that cat beaded.
Okay. Well, we can have an art date.
Okay.
well, this is recorded too. So
Yeah, it's recorded. Yep, yep.
That's right. I forgot.
Yeah, very excited. I'll rewatch it.
you gotta get the wax.
Just give me, yeah, you need the wax unless you want to do it with the glue. And give me
Okay.
till the weekend to post it.
Okay,
I usually have it posted by Saturday night. If I have the time tomorrow during the day, I'll download it and then upload it to YouTube.
okay.
What kind of glue would they use as opposed to the wax then?
I think tacky is the best because it's thicker, so it won't be sliding around. If you're doing it on a flat surface, tacky would be fine. If you're doing it on a sculpture, I don't know what kind of glue. I would not do hot glue because it dries too fast and you'd burn your fingertips right off.
I read a little bit about it and people recommend wax over glue.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I could probably give you some wax. I have like a million little bricks that I bought for school.
I think I gave you some wax not too long ago that I didn't think I'd used, or did I?
I don't remember.
I don't remember
Every
either.
time I see you, you give me something else. In the process of cleaning out your house, I'm cluttering up my house. It's really
Santa Mama.
what?
I said Santa Mama.
Santa
Mama.
That's funny.
Santa Claus Mom.
Yes, well.
So tell me, do you coat the whole surface?
Yeah,
first
the
and
top
then
of
start?
the top of this is wax.
Okay.
The wax is yellow. And then you put a thin, not too thin, but not too heavy. That's what you have to experiment with.
Okay.
Thick enough to set the beads into it, but not thick enough so that when you put the bead in, it kind of squishes up around it. You don't want that.
Okay. So would you say you wax the area you're going to work on?
Yes.
Right away,
Yeah, a little bit at a time.
a little bit at a time.
Yeah,
And how does it dry hard?
it doesn't dry.
The wax?
That's the entire point of this specific wax. Because the problem is if you use something that dries, and I tried this first with regular beeswax to try to save some money. Bad idea, because the beeswax gets hard. And when it gets hard, the beads fall out. So you need something that retains its stickiness, which is this mixture. I don't know what, it's a secret potion or whatever that they put in with the beeswax to keep it sticky. It's like tar, pitch or pine something, or I don't know what it is.
What happens when you're done and you want to just preserve it? If you pick it up in a month, let's say, can you accidentally pull it all off again?
You
All the beads?
shouldn't. Well, you're not going to pull them all off. You're not going to do
No, I
that.
mean, would they come off if you rub it, let's say accidentally?
Well, they could, but you don't want to necessarily rub it. You want to be gentle with it. You can also seal it with some kind of a varnish, which I haven't looked into yet, because that's just like one more thing to add to my list of expenses, which I don't want to deal with right now. But I also was told that because this can get a little waxy and sticky from working with it. So once you're done, if you use a hair dryer, not on full, just to soften the surface of it and just dab the wax off the beads. That will also help clean it up a little bit.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm
Sounds
working
like it.
on, oh, sorry, I'm working on,
Sorry?
I said it sounds like it's going to be fragile. You can't handle it roughly in any way.
Well, these things generally are not toys. They're,
No, I know.
yeah, I mean, they're to be not handled. They're to be admired on a shelf, kind of.
They're like a piece of art. My girlfriend had a whole bunch of them,
Yeah.
and we could pick them up and look at them and nothing happened, but you wouldn't want to, you wouldn't want to be rougher on it than another type of, art that wasn't bronze or something.
Right, right.
What grade are you teaching this with, a grade, Steph?
High school.
High school?
Although, like I said earlier, they're acting like kindergartners right now.
Oh,
So,
oh my goodness, my kindergartners. Oh,
yeah.
I've had to switch it to a tab
Uh-huh.
classroom because they are so young.
For
I have-
kindergarten?
Yeah,
You're doing tab in kindergarten?
I have it that I have one
my
section
God.
that I'm teaching what they need to learn. Then I have it separated in other tables where they can create and learn from it and work independently.
That's amazing.
It can't, I mean, I can't do it the normal way, where you talk to them and oh my goodness.
Yeah. See, if
Crazy.
you're saying, that's amazing to me. You're telling us that your kindergartners are so young. Meanwhile, my high schoolers are coming in younger and younger, not in terms of chronology, in terms of maturity.
Yes,
It's ridiculous.
it's ridiculous.
I specifically wanted to teach high school from the very beginning, and now I feel like I've regressed to I'm teaching like elementary school level because that's the level these kids are at emotionally and
Oh.
mentally. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I am going over, they gave me preschool also this year. So of course I'm just doing procedures, like process art, but
Uh-huh.
I'm doing that the same with kindergarten and some of this because they don't know how to use scissors.
Nope.
So I have
Yeah.
stations that they start cutting and they have, tracing, simple things that you think that they should know,
Yes.
at least by kindergarten.
Yes.
They don't.
Daffy,
So-
how old were you when I taught you how to use the scissors?
I was born cutting.
That picture I have of you in Barcelona, at the table cutting, I think you
Yeah.
were like 2 or 3 years old.
I don't know. These kids now, they don't even know how to hold a pencil.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, their grip is all off.
Yeah.
It's what a lesson is taking longer because of the process, and then just teaching them
Basic
the,
skills.
the basic skills
Yeah.
of just following directions. I have so many rules set up,
Yeah.
and they are getting it. It just is going to take a long time. I don't know.
Wow.
Everything takes twice as long. I used to be able to get so many amazing projects done in a school year when I first started teaching. And now I get half as many done because I have to go backwards to teach
Yeah.
them what they should have learned
Right.
in elementary school. It's
Right.
it's crazy. And I'm frustrated because I'm getting bored.
Mhm.
It's like I can't do anything like crazy amazing because these kids just are not capable.
Yeah. I a long time ago there was a felting and the teacher, and I actually have all these material and all this roving stored at the school, and I really would love to take my 5th grade and do it, but I just don't know. I'm gonna have to see how they develop this year.
I did it with them last year, my high schoolers.
High
I
schoolers.
waited,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
waited until spring,
Okay.
till the fall. The fall last year was like almost like a throwaway semester because everybody was first back in the building. So they all had to, relearn how to be in a school building and behaviors and all those things. So in the spring, I did felted foods with the kids,
Cool.
and they loved it, and my results were amazing. I guess it's just a question of timing, you know,
Right.
reading your kids, knowing what they're going to be able to eventually handle, and just slowing everything down. Even if like I want to like blow my brains out, it's
Right.
just, at least they're getting something out of it. It's a new experience. It's a material they've never worked with before. So
Yeah.
that's the benefit of it.
Okay.
Just don't spring anything insane on them right in the beginning of the school year.
Oh, no, it's all just procedural,
Yeah.
learning the classroom rules, coming in, voice, you know, oh my goodness. It's a lot of repeating.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to line my 8th period class up outside the door tomorrow before they come into the classroom and read them the riot act based on today's behavior, because I was gonna lose it. They're lucky I didn't kill any one of them. Yeah.
I have to do, it's called the Rainbow 10. Have you ever heard of this?
No.
So what it is, I have it K through 5th, and it's, I built this little chute. You get 10 ping pong balls, and the chute, you know, the ping pong goes down this little wooden chute. And for every ball, like the first one is coming in quietly and respectfully. The
Mhm.
second one is listening, looking and listening, like if somebody else is speaking, they get another ping pong ball. The third one is when I'm talking, and demonstration is the looking and listening is the talking about what we're going to be doing today. The third one is the demonstration. Then there's one with questions, then 3 for studio time. If they're persevering and doing the process and working well with others. And then there's cleanup, lineup, questions. So they earn, if they can.
This is an established procedure, or
This is
you did this, you made it up?
It is actually a teacher that I learned from last year has been doing it, and I adopted it in my classroom, and it's been working really well.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So if that class earns 3 or more, well, right now 3, because you got to get them quickly so that they get, you know, got to hook them.
Right.
I have like this little bin of erasers, little tchotchke things that are really inexpensive. A little prize bin.
Right.
So, or they get free seating, or like the next one, I'm going to make choice, like a little choice board, because already they've done the prize bin. So the next one will be free seating, or like the last 5-10 minutes fun, like a little free time with some music.
Okay.
So it's
When I-
working.
When
I
I had
used
the
to give
little
out
kids,
angel certificates.
What?
When I was teaching elementary school, and I learned the secret of discipline was to give rewards to the kids, earned rewards.
Mhm.
And I used to draw different certificates for different things. And for excellent behavior for individual kids, I had angel certificates.
Oh, that's
And I
good.
had this drawing of an angel with a halo, and then
Oh,
room
that's
for the
good.
kids'
Yeah, I do.
names.
I do one it's called the Golden Palette. So I haven't started it yet, but it's just on a golden rod sheet of paper, and it looks like a palette. And inside it says this is a certificate awarded to so and so child because
Mhm.
they did good behavior, integrity, helping out. Like there's a little blurb, and then I sign it, so they get that. I only start that after they start learning procedures.
I used to do at the end of every period, art period, I would read every child's name and give them points
Good.
based on how they behaved. And then at the end of the week is when I gave out the certificates. And oh boy, I taught grades 2, 3, 4, and 5 at that time. And
Wait,
it
you
really
read the
worked.
names out loud every day?
I did very quickly
Uh-huh.
during cleanup right at the end.
Yeah, but you would say the point value for each kid out loud?
I did.
See,
Oh.
that's how you know things have changed. You wouldn't be allowed to do that now.
Oh,
No,
God,
you
no.
couldn't do that now.
Oh, no.
Why
Uh-uh.
Why not?
Because
Uh.
you're what is it called? All the stupid terminology.
There's a lot of terminology for it, but you're pointing out you're not being equitable.
Yeah,
That's
you're
the
not
best
being
thing.
equitable. You're pointing out that somebody did badly or not as good as somebody else, and you're not allowed to do that. You can't make kids feel bad.
No,
Oh my God.
God, no.
Yes, because
The good
they're
thing I'm
so
not in the classroom.
fragile. If you
Oh.
hurt their feelings, we get written up.
What about
His
my
parents will
feelings?
call.
Yes.
That's horrible.
Oh, everything is horrible.
When I taught elementary school and, I had table groups, like usually 4 to a table. If I was lucky, then it wasn't 5.
Yeah.
And if the whole table was good, at the end of class, when they lined up, they got smelly stamps. And what they would do for a smelly stamp, and you have them put their hand right on top of their head and, oh, green table, I'm sorry, but so-and-so acted up. And so y'all don't get your smelly stamps. And, they would keep their table mates in check
Oh, yeah.
just
You
for a
can't
smelly
do that.
stamp.
Can't do that
Uh-huh.
now because then you could incite a fight between the kids.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
You
Oh,
have
God.
to, we have to walk on eggshells around these kids. We can't say that anybody was bad in front of anybody else.
Right.
You have to be very, I don't even know what the word is, inauthentic. It's maddening.
It is. It is maddening.
We're going backwards.
Yes. And especially with all the allowances that kids have been given because of COVID, we're treating them like they're made of glass and they're not learning how to exist in the real world.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No. Oh, my God. They're just letting these kids run the hallways,
Yes.
and we're supposed to just let them go.
Yep.
Because if you call any attention to them, you have to ignore their behavior. You have to ignore their behavior.
But if their behavior is listed in their IEP,
Oh, yeah.
then there's nothing you can do about it. You got to
Nothing.
suck it up and move on.
Yep.
And
It's horrible.
And I guess it's everywhere across the United States because y'all are just reading my life here.
Yeah. I guess they call it something different in every individual state, but yeah, it's just absolutely.
And
What are we teaching these kids? We're
We're
not
teaching-
teaching them reality.
they're going to go into the world and fail because they're not going to get a job where an IEP matters. If
They're
they
going to all
decide,
have nervous breakdowns and end up in a psychiatric ward because they can't function.
yeah, they're
If
non-functioning.
their boss says, I'm sorry, you didn't come to school, you didn't come to work on time, and you didn't hand in your project when I needed it, you're fired, and they're going to have a nervous breakdown.
Or be supported by mom and dad for the rest of their lives.
Oh, God.
What happens if the boss is just as in bad shape as they are? If this continues too long, that could happen.
Well, then we're all screwed.
Yeah.
Because
You
then,
know, I
then it's going to be like what's the word? It must be then I'm going to believe that I woke up in a parallel universe one day and I'm the wrong one and I need to go back where I came from because this is not, the reality that I was raised in. It's just not.
Right. we're making a lot of wusses out of kids.
Exactly. Thank you. I'm glad you said it. I wasn't gonna say it, but
Sorry, it is.
Yeah.
It's a fact. There's a lot of. I mean, you hurt my feelings. You didn't say my name right. Ugh. I'm like, oh my God.
yeah. Or
Sorry.
I said good morning to you and you didn't answer me back.
Right.
I'm sorry. I was in the middle of talking to 6 other students at the same time. I didn't hear you.
And you're in high school.
And
Oh my
I'm in high
goodness.
school.
That's
Miss
Wow.
Abby, I said good morning. And they get like indignant about it. I'm like, good morning? Like, really? This is where we are in
yeah.
oh.
I have been retired for 21 years. I
Stop
thought,
rubbing it in.
what?
Don't rub it in.
Oh, well, you don't want to be as old as I am, so
I'm gonna be someday. It happens.
what I'm saying is
Bye,
in those
Kelly.
20 years, how things have changed.
Oh God,
I mean, I can't believe it.
not for the better
No,
necessarily. Not
no.
better.
Who's that?
I don't know.
I hear a child.
They might be mine. I'm keeping, well, my daughter lives with me, so there's 4 of hers, and then my son's a truck driver. And so he has his address here, that I have 5 of the children, 2 in high school, and a first grader, and
That's a lot of children.
it's a lot of children.
That's a
I don't
crowded
advise it to
house.
anyone.
That's
It's
a
a lot.
crowded house.
I love my grandkids, but I will say that my husband tried to tell me, oh no, you're taking on too much. Oh no, you're taking on too much. And I didn't want to admit it, but it's the holy truth.
Well,
It's
you've got to give them all art projects to do.
Oh yeah, and we do that, and then we run out of paper. Paper is a big commodity here because they'll draw like crazy. I even have notebooks and those plastic filler things, but
Oh yeah.
it kind of like that's in a pile over here, and the drawings are in a pile over here, and it takes time to get it all organized. So
Yeah.
Do
I
you
do
have
a
your own
dry- I do
secret
dry
space that you can go hide in?
actually, my room, but when it gets really bad, we have a home 10 miles north of Pine Ridge here, and so I'll go. My husband's there, so I go and stay with him. And
Oh, so you run away
visit.
from home.
I do run away from home on occasion, not very often, but I do.
Oh my
I do
goodness.
take a break.
Who watches the kids?
My daughter is home most of the time, although
Okay.
we're the type of people, we have to go to work. We can't stay home. It drives us batty. And she's in that batty stage right now. So she's looking to go to work, and we've got my boys. The youngest one is 3 years old, and he's going to go to Head Start, but we haven't gotten his paperwork done yet. So he's kind of in limbo, but sure nice. I've been trying to come to this art teachers club meeting. I know I've watched almost all your videos and stuff.
Oh, well, glad to see you.
Yeah, I really appreciate being here and having the outlet with other art teachers who are also adults. That's
Yes.
really something.
Yeah, I love it. I thank you, Steph, for doing this. This is amazing.
Yeah, it's just
Oh, you're
great.
welcome.
Yeah.
I am overwhelmed by the positive response. It's nice to know that I wasn't the only one that needed this kind of a thing.
Oh, yes, everybody needs, well, I don't know about everybody else that maybe doesn't know about doing something like this, but even just watching the videos last year, you know, when they come out and I'd see what they are and I try stuff and
Mhm.
there was one I haven't gotten it finished, got all the parts cut out and everything, but it was one where it was stacked cardboard or something like that. It's really good.
Oh, there's somebody dancing behind.
Oh yeah, somebody's got to be right in the limelight, you know. all
Oh,
the time.
goodness. Yeah, so it was the layered cardboard animals. Is that
Yeah, they were great.
You
Well,
want to
and
hear
then-
something funny? I put mine together and it's been waiting for 1.5 years to be painted and I haven't painted it yet.
Yeah, I've got
Oh,
mine just all cut out and all the pieces are all, you know, right on their layer and everything. All I got to do is glue them on and then paint.
So
And of
maybe I
course,
should do a session for finishing what we started.
that'd be nice. The
Oh, that looks great, Steph.
Thank you. It's coming out cute.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do what I can to try to do this for my kids. They would just love this.
This
They
is
all
really
bleed
nice.
anyway, so
It's super
it's kind of
easy.
different. It is.
And
I
you
was
can do it on
surprised.
whatever you want. It doesn't have to be a skull. It could be whatever you can find.
Well, that's what I did with mine. Was I had I just found a medicine lid.
Oh, look.
Oh, that's great.
Oh,
and
cool.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Ah,
and I bead a lot. Well, not a lot now. I used to bead a lot, I should say. Okay. And
I want to see that again. Hold on. I want to
okay.
pin you. Let me remove pin. Look at that.
wow.
Wow.
Back it up just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Back it up.
that's a, what is it? A medicine lid?
It's a medicine lid, and I just got home right like at about 5 minutes to 5. So
Uh-huh.
I bead anyway, so I had most of the supplies.
Awesome.
My beads, however, are much smaller than yours.
Are you using a 12?
No, actually, most of these are 13s, and they're not all the same size
Oh
either.
my goodness, that's small.
But that's just what I had.
Mhm.
It's either beading in the little beads or else I'm beading in size 10 because it goes faster
Right.
if we're doing outfits and stuff.
Okay. I
Can
took
other
a
people share theirs?
bracelet beading class over the summer, and we used the Japanese beads, the Minoki,
Yeah, Mitsuzuki.
something like that, and they're super tiny, and that was fun.
Yeah, and well, what's good about them is they're like even
Yes, they're all
and
consistent.
not so
size.
much picking. Like when you buy just a regular hank of beads, you know, you're going to have all different, you know, shapes and sizes, and so beading is a lot of picking, and then, you know, and then as you get to it, like I was having a hard time getting the color straight on this because you were talking about gradients, so I have a lot of oranges and a lot of reds and
Mhm.
mixed in with sparse yellow here and there, and then the blues, I have as many blues if not that. So trying to get them. My light here is not good in my room.
Yeah, I'm in my dining room and I have very dim lighting in here. So I was hoping that at least it was okay and you guys would be able to see what I'm doing.
Oh no, it's excellent. I was really surprised. You know, I've looked at the Huichol beadwork before and it's just phenomenal.
Yeah, it's
And
mind-blowing.
then I just, you know, after kind of like doing this little bit of it, I think, well, that's not so far-fetched. You know,
Nope.
because I don't know if you've seen them, but they do like these little three-dimensional articles, like little horses and little turtles and little
Yeah.
buffalo, and then they make all these intricate gradiated patterns, and
Oh, they're
just
amazing.
really fine.
Yeah, I just decided the price isn't as much as I thought it was for those things.
Yeah.
That happened with basket weaving too. I took a basket weaving class and I thought, No basket is priced too high.
No. There's a lot of work and patience involved.
I know.
And I love the baskets. I'm crazy about the basket making after I learned how to do it. I have a whole stash of stuff next to me on the couch when I come home and I crash on the couch.
Ah,
I'm just basket weaving away while I'm watching mindless television. It's very relaxing. Love it.
You're
And
such an
you know-
inspiration. This summer, everything. You're such an inspiration. I mean, I do a lot of stuff, but not like you. I'm like, wow.
Well, the summer is the only time I really have to do me. Like I want to during the school year, but it's so hard because I come home and I'm just drained, completely drained. And most of the stuff I end up doing during the school year turns out to be samples for the projects for the kids, and I'm not doing my own thing. So
Sure.
this past summer, I made a very conscious decision to take classes and workshops and go away and do stuff for me, to learn how to do this stuff, whether it was just for myself or even if I end up using it in the classroom, great. But it was mostly for my own personal creative satisfaction, you know?
that's good.
And I'm so glad I did because I can't stop doing it. I love it. Like I end up I buy all these workshops and I don't have enough time to do them. So I have to like make dates with myself to actually sit and watch them.
That's good.
That
So,
is good.
Steph, did you tell us where you purchased? Oh, you said you gathered them over the years, but is
The
there
skulls?
any? Yeah, the little skulls. Yeah.
The little skulls I buy at Michael's every year when they have their after Halloween
Oh, yeah.
clearance sale. So whatever was not, whatever's left over for them, just grab it because it's most likely it's between 50 and 70% off.
Yeah.
So grab everything you have. And I mean, everything they have and hoard it. And eventually, it'll get used. I've been saving these literally, I want to say like about 6 years.
Really?
6 or 7 years. And now I'm finally able to do it with my students because, I was in the back of my head is I'm going to learn how to do this someday and I'll do it with the students. And then this summer, I finally taught myself how to do it. And now we're starting it in class. So I have all these little skulls floating around that I'm finally going to get to use.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Maybe
Save one
next
for me.
year, what I'll do is I'll have the kids sculpt their own like imaginary animal out of Sculpey, and then I'll bake them in the classroom, and then they can bead their own creation.
Oh, that'd be
Oh,
cool.
now
What
that's a great idea.
Yeah.
That I could do for 5th grade. I just don't feel like skulls at 5th grade. I don't know.
I only did the skulls because, if we do it now, they'll be done by Halloween and Dia De Los Muertos, and then we can, I could check that box off my wish list.
Right.
So this is pretty cute. Do you guys realize it's 10 to 9?
Wow.
Oh, I got it. Oh my goodness. All right.
It's
Yeah.
7 here.
Oh my goodness. Well, it's late and I'm tired.
Yeah. In a blink, we'll be at
So
school tomorrow.
happy you guys showed up and joined me. Thank you so much.
Can I
That
show
was
you what I
great.
did?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's see.
Please, let's see.
Oh, good.
Gosh.
Meryl, that
Oh,
looks
that was
good.
Amazing. You got a lot done, Marilyn.
Yeah, I've been poking away.
Wow.
Wait, could you
wow,
show it
that's
one more time?
Yeah, show it one more time.
Steph, can you pin it? Because I can't, on the phone, I only
Yes.
see one at a time.
Oh, wow.
Hold on. Don't move. I'm pinning you. We're pinned again.
Marilyn, that looks
Yeah.
wonderful.
Thank you.
That looks great.
Thank you.
Oh, that is awesome.
It really
didn't-
does.
I don't really have the colors I wanted, but it's okay. You
You're
know,
learning the
Paper?
process.
That's
You're
right.
learning the process.
Yeah.
That's
Is it
fine.
paper?
It's wood. It's I got it on sale too, like Steph said. After Halloween, I buy all this. After Day of the Dead, I buy all the skulls they have and save them
Oh,
for the
that's
next year.
awesome.
You gotta
And-
go, you go to Joann's and you go to Michael's and you clean them
Yeah.
out of all their clearance stuff. For
And so
sure.
it was wood, and then I also had what's on top is I glued a little 3D. It's like 3D because I glued another wood heart on the forehead. So
Oh,
kind of is
nice.
like a stair step up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna have to glue flowers around the crown of the head also.
You know what I was thinking, Steph? I was wondering about doing mixed media
Yeah,
and doing one of these where you paint it and then only do one area with the beads.
Yeah, that.
well, you could use beads as accents.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would be less work.
What are you gluing on it, Meryl?
What do you mean? I'm
Beads.
using the wax.
But what are you putting on? What are the color things?
They're beads.
Oh, they're the beads. Yeah, I'm just using the beads.
The same size as Steph has?
Yeah,
Just
11.
different. These are clear. They're transparent, translucent.
yeah. I didn't have any opaque colors because I'm not an opaque kind of gal. I'm a sparkly kind of gal, and so all my beads
transparent.
are iridescent, peacock.
Love it. I
Yeah,
love it. I'm an iridescent, sparkly girl too.
good. So but it doesn't have the authentic look. You know, that's what I realized. The opaque beads have more of the authentic look of the stuff. But this is okay. It's just bumped up an extra glitter notch.
It's all on Meryl, that's fine.
I don't
Beautiful.
think it's so
Hi, guys.
out of
Steph,
the
can
ordinary.
I ask
I
a
think
question?
it's so great.
Yes, sure. Go ahead.
So as you finished the front, right, and now you're going, it's three-dimensional and you're going the back, as you
Yes.
now need to apply wax,
Yes.
is it harder, like, or do you have a tip about how you're holding it or handling it on the front, but
Whoops.
also applying the wax to the back?
I would just handle it gently and again, break off your pieces and massage it so it's soft and just spread it.
Like
That's
just a
how
little
you
at a
put
time?
Don't-
wax
Just
on?
don't grab it from the beaded side if you can help it. Just be very gentle and very careful.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And I was using my kebab stick because we're using such, intensively professional equipment here. To scrape it off and kind of stick it into the nooks and crannies here, like in the jaw area.
Right.
If you have one of those stippling sticks with the balls on the ends, you can use those also.
Mm-hmm.
The tip of a pencil, whatever, it doesn't
Right.
matter. But so you got to get into the nooks and crannies to fill those also.
So the
Makes
wax
sense.
is hard?
The wax is a brick. It's got all the beads stuck in it. So you just kind of scrape off little bits and spread it as you go.
If you squeeze it between your fingers while it's in a brick, does it break off or does it does
No,
it just
it's
squish or
harder.
what?
It's not like Play-Doh. It's not going to squeeze like that. You have to kind of, I'm squeezing really hard right now and it's not moving.
Right?
I
You
cut
kinda
mine
have
off.
to- You scrape it off or peel off little bits at a time and spread it.
I use scissors to cut off a corner.
Yeah, I did
Mhm.
that in school today, but I didn't bring scissors over here. So I was either using the stick or just my finger to push off little bits.
And what kind of wax is it?
It's called tacky wax.
Tacky wax.
Where's my camera? It's this, which I got online from carbencreations.com. She also has an Etsy store.
Okay.
All right. It's either tacky wax, which she sells for $7.50 for this size brick,
Uh-huh.
or this beads wax brand, BEADS wax, which a lot of the big beading online companies sell, and Amazon has it also, but it's $21. So I do not recommend.
But I put in the chat, I bought it for $11.61 and free shipping. And I think I found yours, Steph, but but she was charging shipping, and I figured out by the time I bought this other one, it was cheaper.
You gotta shop around.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
And it's a very specific combination, like I said, of the wax and some kind of pine pitch or something in there that keeps it from drying out.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. That's a fascinating thing to me, how the Huichol Indians figured that out. Do we
Yeah.
know?
I don't know how they figured it out. I assume that if they tried plain wax, like when I experimented, hi
Yeah.
Mario. Like
Hi,
when I
how are you all?
experimented, the beeswax dried, and when that dries, it might condense a little bit, and then the beads fall out.
Right.
So you need something that retains its stickiness to hold it. See,
But
we
it's
were making
already,
these little beaded skulls, Mario.
They're amazing. I love it. I love Day of the Dead.
I
And all
love
that
it too.
imagery.
Yeah,
You know, I thought the meeting was over.
it's supposed to be. We're running late because
All right.
we got
You
all
think you're
into
gonna
what we got in the zone, and we got to chatting, and
Hey,
Yeah.
that's wonderful.
so
You think you're gonna go past 9 o'clock? Because I
no,
usually go on at
we're,
9 o'clock.
we were about to sign off. We were just
Well, I'm glad I got to drop in. How is everybody?
we're,
Well, thanks.
we're good. We're tired, but we're good.
Thanks for this,
Yeah.
Steph.
I have a little Zoom
welcome.
meeting.
You're
Yeah.
welcome. All right. So next week is Doodle Academy.
Good
And
night, everybody.
good
Good
night,
night.
Mario. So
night.
yeah, so you guys all have the flyer for Doodle Academy, and then next week I will post the flyer for the following week, which will be watercolor meditation.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
Great.
that sounds
Right?
good.
Okay, so
Thanks
have a
again.
really
Good night,
great,
everyone.
have a great rest of
Bye.
your evening. Nice to see you, Olivia. Nice to see you, Risa.
Nice to see
Carol.
you all.
Have a great
Bye.
week.
You too.
Have a
See you
great
next
week,
time.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye,
All
Mama.
right, bye.
Bye, bye, everybody.
I'll see you
Bye.
Saturday, Steph.
Okay.
Have fun.
Looking forward to it.
It's going to be good. Yeah. Thank
All
you.
right.
All right.
Bye.
All right, bye.